Hi, I'm here with Raju Bagesna from Zoho. We are talking Zoho One and the many new features that are launching right now. We have talked about unification of Zoho One, and one of the many things that we hear a lot about AI is that it thrives on context. The additional context that we get out of unification seems like it is a perfect opportunity to utilize AI. So, with these new features in Zoho One, how is AI being deployed?
Yeah, one of the advantages of Zoho One, as you mentioned, is because it has a broad set of applications across various functions and they're connected. Now, that is the right platform to build AI layer on. That's number one. And as you rightly said, context is the key and the context is the king in this case. Now, on top of it, AI needs permission. Permission layer is very critical. A B2C application of AI is different from B2B application of AI because you do not want to index the data that you do not have access to. Gets extremely critical here. So because Zoho One has a directory system built in, which is powered by Zoho directory, the permission layer, that is the AAA layer, authentication, authorization, and access control, is built in, that acts as a filter on top of the data, and then there is a context to it. If you combine the data, end-to-end data, with the context and the appropriate permission layer, that puts us in a very good position to deliver the right AI in the right context. And as we often say, the best application of AI is when the user does not know that they are using AI. So that we take it to heart in Zoho One, where we don't have an AI section anywhere, but section is AI is pretty much everywhere, sprinkled in throughout. Let's say you go to a dashboard and look at a report, and there is a section there that says, "Hey, Zia can provide insights on particular report." There are hundreds of such reports out there within Zoho One that are pre-created, and you can derive insights out of it. That's a simple example. And Ask Zia is another capability. In fact, we're slowly rolling it out with this version where Ask Zia is also trained on all Zoho applications themselves. Meaning, because there are 30, 50 different applications here, you do not know which application does what. Well, you get to ask Zia. Say, hey, I'm doing an Instagram campaign. Does Zoho have an application? If so, how do I configure it? And Zia will tell you what to do and which application to configure this in, and takes you there. So there is a Zia component there where Zia can help you navigate Zoho One itself. But that is just the beginning. But because the data is connected behind the scenes, you can gain insights out of it. You can ask Zia to create reports, to create dashboards, and all of that. Some of these are slowly rolling out. And whether it is data analysis of a structured data or analyzing unstructured data, Zia can do that. Like unstructured data, one of the interesting things there is what we call as Zia hubs. We are rolling it out gradually within Zoho One now, and the concept of Zia hubs is fairly simple. You put a series of relevant documents or audio files, videos, all of that in a particular hub. You get to query it. For example, uh, let's say you're recording some meetings. You can take all your meetings in and put them in the particular hub and ask Zia some questions like, hey, what are the action items that are assigned to me? And Zia will give you the information. Or let's say you sign a few documents using Zoho Sign. What we are doing is taking all those signed documents, put them in a single Zia hub called signed documents. Now you get to that particular hub and you get to ask questions. Hey, what are the documents that auto renew? What are the documents where the agreement ends in the next, say, 3 months? Zia will pull that document and pinpoint to this. Or in a typical thing, let's look at another hub here. For example, we have a HR manual hub where you take all your HR related documents like benefit documents and whatnot, put them in a hub and offer it to the employees. And employees get to ask any questions they want. Maybe one of the questions I'll ask is, hey, what are my healthcare benefits. And Zia will look up all your documents and will highlight the necessary benefits that you have on the healthcare front. In this case, it pulled a few things and it got that information from a PDF with some highlights. In fact, I can click on any of these links. It will pull up that particular document, take you to the very section, and then highlight that section out there. So, context is the key. It's not making stuff up, and because it is sourcing it to a particular document and pinpointing you to that particular document out there with all referencing. Now, typically, when each of these are siloed, you get only AI information for that particular application. Because Zoho One has a lot of applications and all the data across applications can be even collated together, that gets you in a very unique position. Like, for example, imagine you're using Zoho Voice where you have pre recorded calls for your support. Imagine dumping all your recorded support calls in a hub and now ask questions. Hey, what are the common challenges our customers are facing that I should address? Give me the top 10. And Zia will summarize all of those transcripts and give you a top 10 list of questions. In this case, it is taking the audio files and converting them into transcripts and then giving you a summary of it all in the background without you having to do anything. A lot of things like that can be done, whether it is a structured data or unstructured data. There are a lot of exciting things going on as well.
The unification allows for greater utility, but also for the user, it is something that really they don't have to think much about. It's simply just asking a question.
Asking a question. And there are other things that we don't want user to think about. One of the aspects that we have added, for example, is security related AI. Like you're used to logging in from a certain set of locations. All of a sudden, it recognizes some kind of an anomaly. And anomaly detection, again, an old technology, but combine that with some of the other pieces of information that maybe your calendar information that you are not traveling yet you are logged in from a new location. That's an additional piece of information. Now AI can help you with that, and that's where Zia flags you, in some cases forces you to log in as well because it detected some suspicious activity. So in the context of security, but there are several such contextual use cases where user do not worry about it, does not worry about it, but they are reaping the benefits of it.
The potential for all of this, especially on one platform, is absolutely massive. Where do you see all of this going?
Now, imagine you're starting with Zoho One. Before adding your employees, imagine having a set of pre-created agents available for you. And these pre-created agents created using Zia Agent Creator available for you to deploy. And some of these agents can do the drudgery work, like converting your expenses into readable format and cleaning up your mail so that you don't have to use up a lot of your mail storage space, and security agent that can protect you and your organization because by default it's enabling from malware and all of that. Imagine all of these agents pre-built for you, and we are building a lot of those agents, and they are available just like you would add a user. You can add these agents as well and provision agents and provision permissions for each of these agents and deploy them. Now, the beauty here really is, as I was saying earlier, the fundamental data layer is connected, then the workflow layer is connected, there's a permission layer that is intact, and then we are building the context layer is in there, and we are building the user experience layer. That really is the AI stack, and that is needed to deliver the experience. Not to mention the technology stack, our own LLMs to third-party LLMs to whatnot, which we already built because they are running on our own data center, all of that. All of them puts us in a very good, unique position to deliver the right AI technology to the user. That's where it comes down to: is the user uh, future proof? Is the customer AI proof from the future? and and that's where we are working towards that. What we are launching now again is the foundation that we are laying that will put the customer in a good position so that any innovation that we roll out will be built on these. We have laid the foundation here.
And being on one platform like Zoho One will not only allow for greater context for data, but greater privacy and security across everything.
Totally. Because we run on our own infrastructure, we own the technology stack, our own software infrastructure, hardware infrastructure, and a lot of those, along with various other components with it. That puts us in a good position where we do not have to even charge our customers for an AI capability for the most part. you know a large percentage of the work that we have done on the AI is available for free. And in the market, you see that vendors tend to nickel and dime for AI things. We simply do not. Again, Zoho thrives on delivering value, and that will continue.
The way that you're describing all of this, it sounds like Zia is becoming the front door to about 50 different applications. Is this where you see the future going?
Yes, and 50 and beyond, because the backend applications also support various third-party applications, customers' set of applications, all the custom data points, and all of that will feed the user. And it goes back to one of the point we discussed earlier. It's not user going to the application, but it's the application and the context bringing the data to the user. No matter where the user is, they ask Zia a certain question, and irrespective of where the information is, whether it is a structured data, unstructured data, within their organization, outside the organization, as long as the user has permissions to access that data, you should be able to collate that data and present it to the user. And that is what it comes down to: productivity, user productivity. And AI is pretty much all about that user productivity. And we have laid the foundation with all of these fundamental pieces. And now, in the AI era, we can raise it up to another level. And that's what we are doing with Zia. And that's a plan.
Well, Zia, Zoho One, all of it seems like a crucial first step in how work is evolving. Sounds amazing.
Excited about it.
Thank you so much, Raju.
Thank you.